children, welcome back to our class. Today we are going to study about fiscal policy under Indian economy. The government has to perform innumerable functions for ensuring economic growth and development of a country, which is carried out the instrument of government budget. What are the instruments? We have already learned about this, that is government revenue and government expenditure. In previous week, we have learned about monetary policy. The first leg of public finance is monetary policy. The second leg is fiscal policy. The basic difference of monetary and fiscal policy is monetary policies are under the control of Central Bank of the country and fiscal policies are controlled by government. Fiscal policy is a tool of government and it seeks to influence the level of economic activities through the instruments like public revenue, public expenditure and public debt. All these instruments of fiscal policy operate simultaneously. All the instruments clubbed into one is known as budget. So we shall discuss about the first instruments of fiscal policy or budgetary policy, that is public revenue.
A government is responsible for promoting socio-economic welfare of the people, national defense, maintenance of law and order, etc. And it requires funds which it has to mobilize from various sources. These funds which are mobilized by the government is called public revenue. So what is public revenue? Public revenue or income generated by the government from various resources or various sources is known as public revenue. Then public revenue can be divided into two, that are revenue receipts and capital receipts. What is revenue receipts or current receipts? First division of public revenue. Current receipt or revenue receipts, these are day-to-day or regular income of the government. It neither create any liability of payment of government nor reduce the asset of the government. That means it has no impact on the asset and liability position of government. Revenue or current receipts of the government take two forms, that tax and non-tax revenue. So, first one, tax revenue. A tax is a compulsory unilateral payment imposed by the government on individual and firm. So, from the definition, the important characteristics of tax are: tax is a compulsory payment. It is a unilateral payment. Unilateral payment means one-sided payment. Then the rate of tax is decided by the government. So taxpayer cannot bargain with the government. Then fourth one, tax must be paid whether the individual derives any direct benefit or not. Then fifth one, a tax is paid for the common benefit. That is, benefit of tax extended by the government to all the residents or all the citizens of the country. Then no individual can claim any special services for himself in exchange for the tax paid to the government. So this is the main characteristics of tax. Then tax is again divided into direct tax and indirect tax. Direct tax is a tax which is expected to pay out of the income or wealth of the same person on whom it is levied or imposed. That is, the burden of the tax lies on the person who is under the liability to pay it. Tax burden cannot be shifted to any other person. For example, income tax, cooperative tax, etc. The second tax is indirect tax. Here, burden of tax can be shifted to another person. That is, it is initially imposed on and paid by a person, but burden is passed over to some other person. For example, government levies tax on goods and services, that is GST. Initially it paid by the producer, but it can be changed, it can be charged from consumer of that goods. So these are the division of tax. Then the next source of revenue receipt is non-tax revenue. The revenue or income generated by the government from any source other than tax are known as non-tax revenue. So the major source of non-tax revenue are commercial revenue. It is the revenue received by the government in the form of prices paid on goods and services supplied by the government. For example, railway, electricity bill, toll, etc. The second one, dividends. These are paid out by public sector undertakings out of the surplus income generated by them. That is dividend from government owned enterprises. Then third one, administrative revenue. Various administrative revenue are fees, license fees, fine and penalties, forfeitures. That is, forfeitures means these are in the form of penalty imposed by the court for non-fulfillment of contract. Then escheat. It is the claim of government on the property of a person who dies without having any legal heir. So that is escheat. These are included in the administrative revenue. Then grants from abroad. Then fifth one, special assessment. What is special assessment? Special assessment means some amount charged by the government on property which benefit directly from public improvement. For example, a town might levy a special assessment to construct a superhighway. That is an example for special assessment. Then sixth one is interest received. Interest received by the government from the loan granted to state government or union territories or some foreign countries, etc. So these are included in non-tax revenue. These are the major source of revenue receipts. Then the next part of public revenue is capital receipts. Every receipts or income of government which create liability or reduce asset is known as capital receipts. Capital receipts. So, the major capital receipts, it includes recoveries of loan. The government at times provides loan for the state government, union territory and foreign countries also. Interest from this loan are included in which account? It included in revenue receipt. But when these loans are paid back by the borrower, government receipt increases but the assets fall. So it is known as capital receipt. So recoveries of loan accounted in the capital receipts of the budget. Then second one, loan and borrowings. Borrowing by the government from central bank, commercial bank and other financial institution or from World Bank, then other countries, etc. are come under capital receipt, because by way of such borrowings a government get money, but every loan is to be paid back by government. So borrowings of government increase the which one? Liability of government. So it is under capital receipt. Then third one, disinvestment. What do you mean by disinvestment? Selling of government owned enterprises to private sector is known as disinvestment. By this, government get money or income, but the asset of the government get reduced. So these are the major facts about first budgetary instrument, that is public revenue or income receipt of government.
Let us conclude today's session. Today we have discussed about the important instrument of fiscal policy, that is public revenue. It is the income of government. It can divide it into revenue and capital receipts. Revenue receipts does not make any changes in asset or liability position of the government. But capital receipts that create liability and reduce asset. So I hope you understood the topic. So download your notes and learn, attend the test paper. So that was for today's session. And then we will meet with the next topic, that is public expenditure, in next class. Children, bye.